Last week we talked about using Google accounts with students. Unfortunately, the G Suite accounts we have don't include Gmail. So if you would like to email with students, Microsoft Office 365 offers many online tools that teachers and students can use to collaborate online, but with the added bonus of email. So Microsoft Office 365 is the Microsoft version of G Suite, but instead of Google Docs, they have Word. Instead of Sheets, they have Excel. Instead of slides, they have PowerPoint. So Office 365 gives opportunity for students to collaborate and give feedback with each other, with parents, with family, or with you, the teacher, but with the Microsoft Office world instead of Google. Using Office 365 is safer than letting students use their own personal email addresses for a few reasons. So one is that the students use their SPS credentials to log in. And because we control their SPS credentials, we can take over the account if something goes wrong simply by changing their password. If they're using their own personal accounts, we have absolutely no control or recourse if we need to have them remove content and they refuse. Another is that most providers have in their end user agreements that you have to be 13 years or older in order to legally use those accounts. That's because the Americans have something called COPA, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, that makes it illegal to ask anyone under 13 for personal information. And because the students use their SPS credentials to log in, Microsoft doesn't keep or see any personal information about the students. To sign your kids into Office 365, simply visit microsoftonline.com. Then log in with their SPS username. So for teachers, that's your email address. But for students, it's their student number followed by @sps-student.sk.ca. Note, however, this is not an email address for teachers. We still use Outlook, but it is an email address for students. The login screens are slightly different based on whether you're a teacher or a student. As a teacher, you'll then be asked if this is a personal account or a work or school account. Choose work or school account. Students won't get that screen. So once you put in your username, you'll be redirected to an SPS login page where you re-enter your username and you also re-enter your password. You may also see a screen that looks like this. If you choose yes here, it'll keep you logged in even if you close the browser. Generally on computers that you share, you don't want to do this. It's fine to do it at home, but don't do it at school where other people are using the same machine. So once you log in, you'll see your username in the top right corner. The apps are all listed, as are the recent documents that you've used. These apps are web apps, which means you don't require Office 365 installed to use them. They're very similar to Google Docs in that they open in a browser like Internet Explorer or Chrome and can be shared and edited simultaneously with multiple users. Another advantage to Office 365 is that you can install desktop versions of Office, which includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Outlook, etc., on their personal devices like your computer at home or your iPad. This is usually an expensive item, so this is a really nice feature. So to do this, just click Install Office Apps button in the top right corner of this window. Teachers can install it, and students can use it as long as they're students within Saskatoon Public Schools. If you'd like to email with students, use the Outlook app in Office 365, which is very similar to the Outlook program that we as teachers use. Students will have no problem if they've ever used email before. It's a pretty straightforward interface. So that's it. Try it, log in, see how it works for you. Thanks.